The Ragetail, or Hanayodashi, is a rodent of unusual size. It looks like a white rat with red eyes, a round body shape, and a long thin tail. It also has a set of big front teeth that force its jaw to be wide open, and long sharp claws on all of its limbs, which are both gopher-like traits. It has a few unusual details, like the flower over its eye, which is a plum blossom. Its tail is the stem of a plant with multiple flowers growing off of it, and it sports a skirt made of white petals. It also has a large fruit growth on its tail, which is known as a Ragetail plum. It is reddish yellow in color, and multiple ridges split it into 5 sections. A few irregular oversized bumps on its surface, and it has a large green seed inside of it. So what's with the plum? It says it's a voracious eater, permanently hungry despite consuming a vast amount of food for its size, perhaps due to nutrition being diverted by the fruit-like growth on the tip of its tail. Fruits are part of a plant's reproductive cycle, and Ragetail pups are born with petals and a plant tail. I believe the Ragetail reproduces via fruit seed. If that's how they're pregnant, that explains the hunger and aggression. Also, a bigger fruit means that you're better at surviving, which would be attractive to potential mates. It could serve as a nutrient store for the pup when it's birthed, so they have something to eat as they hatch, and it seems durable enough to use as a weapon in combat. Before engaging it in combat, you might be able to observe some docile behaviors, like sunbathing, which would be important for the growth of the plum, and tail pruning, which is a fairly normal animal behavior. It has a couple of natural habitats, like the windswept plains where it sunbathes, and the old willow path where it digs for nutrients. You can find it in the abandoned inn town, like the deserted granary and the abandoned inn. Ragetail pups can be found in this area, which makes me believe that its nest must be nearby. When you engage it in combat, it'll start off in calm mode. It has a few basic attacks like claw swipes. It may try to bite you, and it has a running tackle. There's a few odd moves like jumping around. I assume this is it trying to be unpredictable. And it can shoot seeds from its mouth, which are the ones that it digs up in the forest. There's a couple of moves that utilize its unique body type, like the over-the-shoulder tail slam or the backwards tail slam. And I quite like it when a monster uses its unique physiology in a battle. Halfway through the fight, it'll enter enraged mode, where the body of the tail glows red, the teeth elongate into a more gopher-like appearance, and the flowers around its body bloom more. It summons a tree when entering enraged mode, which is a show of power, but it doesn't really use this in any interesting offensive way. There's a seated tail slam where it leaps high and is fairly accurate, making it a little terrifying. There is an aggressive tail slamming, which looks like it's throwing a fit. And then sometimes you can catch it being exhausted and it collapses, although attacking it causes it to get up again, costing you an opportunity to do a powerful attack. I like this monster. The ability to warp their environment is very interesting and unique, and having that as a baseline for this region is very exciting. It kind of reminds me of how the Almaradon can cause upheaves around it during battle, but plant-based, though it only summoned a tree as a show of power and not as any offensive move. Seeing it use its unique physiology by swinging its tail around makes this monster more memorable, and I want to see how the relationship between plants and animals develop over time. What sort of adaptations they've made using plants for their own biology. So I think I'm going to give it an A-tier design because I like the implications of its unique biology and the general idea of the design behind it. But I'm going to give it a C-tier in fight because I think that using their abilities is going to be a lot more interesting as we go forward. Although none of this is concrete, and I'm probably going to end up moving them around a lot relative to the other monsters as we see them. Okay, bye!